Now it's time for Speaking of Schmoedown, the show with a name too good to cancel.
Hey everybody, welcome to Speaking of Schmoedown, a show devoted to the Movie Trivia Schmoedown. I am Jay Wade. Thank y'all so much for joining me. I very much enjoyed this week's Friday Night Titans episode 3. We've got just us to have our opening discussion here. Going to talk about the matches here, not so much the gameplay side, but more the story side and character side of things. Which I was very happy to see JTE and THE, the Paul Preston, in the house as the Movement. And I cannot even think about that name without thinking about, without laughing. Because I'm laughing because I'm thinking about I'm sure that was the point, and it was a brilliant point as well, of the name of that team. But we had the Movement versus the Harris brothers. It was good to see the Harris brothers back together. It's been a while. Feels like it's been years and years and years. They did well. They did well. No more Professor. Seems like we still got the delinquent. He was under the impression that this was his first match ever. So that was cool. So I guess if that were the case, he made a great debut into the Schmoedown. Lon Harris did. But I have got to talk about the JTE and THE, the Paul Preston. Their performance was awesome. Aside from the character work, all I'm going to say about the gameplay is that they played awesome. They ended up winning this match, of course, 36-34. And it was a close match, man. It was a close match. It was possible that this match could have gone into sudden death. And ASG talks about that more in technical difficulties coming up here shortly. But I was absolutely in love with Paul Preston's character here. That red jacket is awesome. I don't know what else to say about that jacket. It's just awesome. And I love the direction that JTE has gone with his character as well. Um, man, I'm really enjoying these storylines unfolding. I will say though, like probably many others of you out there, I would like to see them unfold faster and more of them. And I understand, you're rolling it out, there's a plan in place here. It's just as a fan and someone who's enjoying it, I just want more. Just gimme, gimme, gimme. I want more. So that's me being selfish as a fan. That I just want more of the storyline. I want more cutscenes. I would be very happy with new cutscenes being dropped throughout the week, like 3 to 4. Like, dude, yeah, give me 4. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Or wait, that's 5. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. Give me new cutscenes, man. That help lead up and build up to Friday Night Titans. And it's just I want more of the storylines. I want more, dude. I'm a selfish fan in that way. What can I say? The Harris brothers, like I said, it was good to see them back. We've seen them play together before, so we had somewhat of an idea of what to expect from them, and their chemistry together. Uh, I'm thoroughly enjoying the storylines and everything so far. It is reminding me of the days of old, and I'm looking forward to seeing what else we got going on behind the scenes that will come out into the light and just unfold before our eyes. I can't wait. But like I said, Christian, if you're watching, please, man, like give us like 4 new cutscenes every week, Monday through Thursday, that lead up to something that where we'll get a bigger bite of those apples, or that singular apple, or whatever it is on Friday nights. That would be so awesome. But as the season gets more involved and gets going a little bit more here, there will be a lot more to speculate about, a lot more to talk about. But I'm not going to sit here and ramble with the same things over and over again. For now, those are my thoughts on speculations and whatnot. And well, I didn't really speculate on anything, I guess, but those are my thoughts on the storyline and stuff. I want more. I enjoyed what we got last Friday very much. The Paul Preston blew my freaking mind like a powder keg. Um, and I'm really looking forward to it. So thank you to all the Schmoedown crew, everyone involved. It's going great so far, and we're only 3 episodes into it. So looking good, baby. But right now, gonna kick it over and gonna have ASG join me for ASG's technical difficulties.
Okay, so last week was great. We were praising the ruling on the desk for saying they finally made some right decisions. Went into this week really going like, okay, I guess I'm going to have to start talking about the wild cards or something, And then the match happens, and so the match we're going to be talking about is the first match of this week, and that was the Harris brothers versus the Movement. Everything was pretty much.
I'm sorry. Every time I hear that name, I laugh.
Yeah.
Exactly why they chose it, but
oh, I'm sure. Yeah. So we get to the final question of THE, the Paul Preston with JTE. And they had already used their multiple choice on the question regarding the post. So they get to this question here, and this happens.
Which actor plays the title character, a struggling magician, in the 2008 comedy The Great Buck Howard?
What a match.
5.
What a match.
4.
Chance to
3. 2.
Yeah, multiple.
1. Your multiple choice options for 1 point. Is it A, Tom Hanks, B, Steve Carell, C, John Malkovich, or D, Kevin Kline?
A lot of deferring.
Do they have magic left in them? 5.
Trying to pull this out.
4.
Cannot tie.
3. 2.
Repeat the options.
1. Repeat. You have to use a JTE rule.
Oh, to repeat the options?
Yes, you do.
Okay, never mind.
Sorry,
Go with what you
say
said.
it.
5, 3, 2. You
John
need an
Malkovich.
answer right
John
now.
Malkovich.
Barely by the skin of your teeth.
No.
That is a correct answer.
Say no, it's
1
not.
point. 27 to
Holy
26.
moly.
They did get John Malkovich just in the nick of time.
So as you can see there, Mark goes 3, 2, 1. And then JTE asks for a repeat of the options he doesn't have. Now, Jay, you're a sports guy. Have you heard of the Chris Webber timeout?
no, I have not.
So we're in March Madness right now, and when Chris Webber was on Michigan in the, I believe, the finals of the NCAA tournament, determine who wins, Michigan has a good chance of winning. Chris Webber goes down the court, calls a timeout to set up their next formation. One problem: Michigan has no timeouts left. So what happens is the other team gets the ball and gets technical foul shots, actually. But the point is, Michigan loses possession of the ball because they had no timeouts. This is a very similar situation. They had already used their repeat of the options. So, I'm a nice guy. I like to think I'm a nice guy. Mark's a nice guy. What I would have done here was said, well, JT did say the word repeat. So I would have allowed him to basically for the team to use one of their repeats, their full repeats, but that repeat would have been basically burned and said, so therefore I'm going to allow, it's going to be a repeat the question. I would have repeated the question and the options and given them all that time. If I wanted to be a real jerk about things and say, well, you didn't actually call for a repeat, I would have said, okay, well, you didn't give an answer, so therefore we're just going to give the Harris brothers the question and the options, and they could steal for a point. If we went this way and they stole that question, this match would have gone into sudden death.
Ooh.
So that could have been very interesting if that call was made. Now, Jay, which option would you have gone with? Or would you have been fine with how it went down?
I would not have been fine with how it went down. In the moment, in the moment, I would have just been like, nope, that's it. No repeats, nothing, time expired, it's over, sorry, and just giving it, right to the Harris brothers for the steal. Having sat on it for a while, I think I would have been more flexible, again, given that we know that the nature of the game has changed to favor more the sports entertainment side as opposed to just the sports heavy side. Last season, it would have been like, nope, I don't care what your argument is. You're done. It's going to them. No leeway whatsoever, no matter how long I think about it. But this season, with it being more light and not as serious as they say, I would give them a little bit more time, or not more time, but I would have allowed it to play out up until the point that it took about 2, maybe 3 seconds for them to actually say the answer. Because that point, if that's the point for me, where it's like, okay, yeah, they got a little, we resolved this confusion, which is understandable, especially in the moment of competition and stuff. We got through the confusion aspect of it. Now give me the answer. And then it still took about 2 or 3 seconds for them to give the answer because, Paul, understandably, it had slipped his mind, or it just for the moment it wasn't there. And then JTE gives the answer. That would be the only problem that I would have, is at that point it still took them a couple, 2 or 3 more seconds. But
okay. So in my opinion, they could have asked for a repeat of the options, or say, do we have a repeat left? Earlier in the question, Mark had already begun his countdown. So therefore, we have a rule book. I know that this is more sports entertainment, and the reason that things are more lax and fun is the reason why I would have given them basically forced them to use a repeat and not fully just pushed it over to the Harris brothers, because I think that's a fair medium, I guess. And as we saw in the 5-pointer later in the match, Paul knows the answer right away, so it wouldn't have affected the actual results if that happened. Like, they didn't need those JTEs to work out all the repeats to work out the 5-pointer. So if that happened, basically the match would have gone as it did. So I think that, as I said, I think that's a happy medium. You're both abiding by the rules, but also using a little out you have to make it so that it's not a full-blown, oh, you made this ultra mistake, we're now giving the other team the question. We're just, okay, you got to repeat. You got 3 of those,
Yeah.
People burn timeouts in football and other sports all the time, so it's not that big of a deal to that. Oh, you burned a repeat. That happens.
Yeah.
So, but in my opinion, this call needs to, in the future, if you call for something you don't have, there needs to be a consequence, not just, oh, we get another couple of. It was almost like they got an extra little stall for time just by what happened. So need to be on the lookout for that kind of action.
Yeah, but it was also very clear that it was a moment of confusion, which does, like I said, because the difference of how we're approaching the Schmoedown from last season to this season, that's why I'm not being so so uptight about it. It's not a big deal. But real quick before, I do want to bring up one thing because it happened during this question. Um, them being mic'd up and to where we can hear them work it out and have their discussion is amazingly awesome. That is really cool and interesting to listen to because I will, in moments like that, like when they're talking, I'll blast my TV volume up as loud as I can so I can make sure I can get a good idea of what they're saying in their conversation. Those moments are very interesting to me.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, that's how we know that for that 5-pointer that you heard Paul Preston say, "I think it's Oblivion" right away. So
Yeah.
that's why I can say without like really much doubt that.
Yep.
But yeah, I'll definitely look into maybe turning up my volume a little bit more for some other pieces of information down the road.
And that was ASG's technical difficulties. I'm looking forward to that segment a lot more as the season progresses and we get a lot more stuff to talk about and break down. It's always good to talk about the technical side of things. I think I was kind of thinking this and talking to ASG about it. The opening segment here is from now on is going to be devoted to the speculation and discussing the character work and the storylines and that side of Schmoedown. We will keep the gameplay and the competition discussions to ASG's technical difficulties. Because I mean, yes, of course, in wrestling, the storylines are what drives things the most. But man, those guys, they work hard and they're very athletic and definitely need to discuss and highlight those things as well for them. So we will be doing the same here on this show for the players and the managers and everyone involved behind the scenes. Question writing, once again, shout out to the question writers. It's all I really enjoy the change up in the style of the question writing. It's cool. It's cool. And Guy Nellis talked a lot about it the other night on or last night rather on Friday Night Titans episode 3. But now, everyone, it has come to that time where we are going to go to Euroschmoes with top threes.
Hello, it's Liam, Matt, and Ben from Euroschmo, and we are here for our Euroschmo's top 3. Now, based on the events that have happened in the start of the season, we thought it would be a good time to pick up our top 3 heel turns in the Schmoedown, as was kindly suggested by Ben, because he is a bit of a heel himself sometimes, although he doesn't like to admit it. So we've got 3 of us today. Matt's joining us for the first time. So we've all decided to talk about one each. So Ben's going to kick us off with our number 3 heel turn. So Ben, what's at number 3?
Number 3 is the turn of Chandru Dandapani from face to heel. We put this at number 3 because it was a gradual turn and it wasn't really a snap moment. But because it was such a gradual turn, for us, it kind of built the story. The story made sense, and him turning heel made sense. So that's for me why this had to be in the top 3.
Yeah, it's a good pick, and also his dancing just on itself became quite heel-like. So that was part of the reason he ended up turning, and people used to call him out on that. I remember the Smets and the Chandru videos before games, and it was a good turn. Okay, so that's our number 3. Matt's going to talk about our number 2. So Matt, what we got number 2 for heel turns?
Yeah, our number 2 is Mike Karnowski. As you may know, guy who watched the Schmoedown in previous year, when Mike came into the show, the Schmoedown, he was the face. He always came into the studio dressed as a Batman, as a Captain America, as a good guy, a real superhero. And then he didn't get much respect, to be fair, from other players and community in the beginning. And he actually started to show heel tendencies in the group first, like saying to people and trying to say to people, I really study, I really try, I'm much better than you saw, and stuff like that. And then we saw him snap at his partner because he said that he has to carry the DC movie news and that he's the only good player there, and he's not going to listen to the sheep anymore. And because when he listens to the sheep, nothing is right. And then you saw the mic we have today, the tweener mic with mostly heel mic, but sometimes tweener. But yeah, I love that heel turn because it also did have interaction with the group, and the group in the Facebook community was the part of the heel turn for me. So that has a special place in my heart. But it still is not the best. We still have one more. No one saw coming, and Liam is going to tell you about that one.
Yeah, I mean, Mike seems so long ago now because he's been heel for so many seasons, but it was in the moment, it was really impactful. So we thought it could only be one because I don't think anybody saw this one coming. And so therefore, our number one, of course, is Ken Knapsack turning heel. Now, Ken Knapsack had been playing with Rachel. They were one of the new face teams, and they had quite a good run going. But then obviously Rachel turns up to the match, and there's no Ken to be seen. And she has to play against Robert Meyer Burnett and Mark and Draco by herself. And understandably, she lost the match, but she played really damn well. And we were all like, where the hell is Ken gone? And then he comes out of the curtain, and here he was, complete heel, letting down the most beloved Schmoedown personality, or one of all time, in Rachel Cushion, leaving her to fight for herself. How can you do that to Rachel the Crusher Cushion? She is a fan favorite. Everyone loves Rachel Cushion, and he did it to her. So no one saw it coming. It was super impactful. It was a real scary moment and exciting, and can't believe he did it to her. But it has to be our number one because for us it was completely unexpected. Ben, did you have anything to add on this one?
I'll just say he made me nearly fluke there, nearly swear. Yeah, but yeah, it was hell of a heel turn. The story beats there were fantastic, and Rachel having to do a handicap match was wow. She held her own, but yeah, the heel turn and him coming out and joining the den. Oh, I wanted to strangle him, but yeah.
So obviously that's our top three picks. At number 3 we had Chandru's slow demise into heel. At number 2 we had Mike Karnowski, and at number 1 we had the pit boss himself, Ken Knapsack. So we hope you enjoyed our top 3 picks. If you disagree, if you agree, please let us know in the comments, and we shall be back next week for another top 3. And you can catch Euroschmo every Sunday at 8 p.m. UK time, and in Eastern time, Ben, it is...
I don't know Eastern, but I know that in Pacific it will be 12 p.m. PDT.
Thank you, Ben. That's why you're here. So we thank you for joining us, and we shall see you next week, and we hope you enjoy the rest of the show. Bye-bye.
Top threes with Schmoe. Thank you guys for your contributions here to the show, and keep up the great work on your show. Their show, for everyone out there, if you're not aware, it airs on Sundays at 12 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Be sure to watch out for the time change. I'm not sure exactly when that is for the rest of the world, or the UK and Europe. But check those guys out. Go subscribe to their channel. Give them some support. Good crew over there. Thank you guys very much. Okay, it is time for my closing commentary here. And I just got a couple things to say. I really don't have much at all. I had said off the top of the show, I really enjoyed Paul Preston's character work, and a lot of the jabs that were thrown back and forth from everyone involved in this match were awesome. And one thing, excuse me, puberty. One thing, JTE talked about Lon Harris using big words to act super smart. I would say that Triceratops stops is a pretty damn big word as well. Don't sell yourself short, JTE. As far as the big words go, man, I think you got that locked down, dude. No worries there. And Paul Preston, this is directly to you. Man, I played a drinking game during a match last night. Every time you reminded me of Norm Macdonald doing his impression of Burt Reynolds on the Jeopardy on SNL, I took a drink. I had to watch this match twice, and today has been a rough day. So keep up the good work. I absolutely loved it. I loved it so much. Other than that, guys, I had a great week here watching Schmoedown and enjoying it and soaking it all in. Thank you all so much for joining me. Every Saturday you can catch Speaking of Schmoedown here on the Jcast Network at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next week, everyone, please have a great and safe day. You want to hear something funny? The mic wasn't on that whole time.
No way.
Yeah, for real.
Oh, wow.
So smooth.